everyone, it's Tanya here with Memory Lane Keepsakes, and welcome to my channel. As you guys know, my videos are all made strictly for adults who are 18 years and older. Thank you so much for respecting that. Welcome on this fine Saturday. I am excited to bring my first project to you guys on this series that I have started, which is called Doll Play with MLK here on my channel. Guys, wait till you see what I've created. I was really happy to be able to pull out some new items and create. That's the whole purpose of this Doll Play with MLK, is to use what's already in your crafty stash. Not just that, I know you guys have a lot of dolls. Now some of the different stamps you can use, dies you can use. You can also use digis if you have those, which is called digital images, as well as some of your SVG files. And also, if you have a Cricut machine or any of those type of devices or crafty machines, go ahead and pull out some of those different items that you can use to participate in the Doll Play with MLK. So I'm excited to share my project with you, so I want to dig on in. But before I do, if you have missed my first video where I explained to you what is Doll Play with MLK, there would be a playlist created, so that way you can go and check that out. That way you can learn more information, because I would love for you to be a part of my Doll Play with MLK. This series is going on all the way until the end of the year, and I will post my videos every second Saturday at 10 a.m. You have the whole month to post a creation of your choice using a doll stamp or any other type of image that you may have in whatever type of form you may have. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with, and please, I hope that you are inspired, and I know I'm going to be inspired by you. So let me go ahead and dig on in and share with you some of the things that I am going to share with you guys today. All right, so one of the first things, I want to go ahead and bring a past project. So this is a blast from the past project. I don't know if I've ever shared this before on my channel. If I have, you guys can comment down below and let me know that. But if I haven't, then let me know what you think of it, because this project is one that I created a long time ago, and I'm really excited to share with you a mixed media project that I did. And this is another inspiration piece to kind of get you thinking about how you can use some of your stamps. So my style is clean and simple, but this right here, I used the dollhouse stamp. This was Wings right here, and this stamp was purchased from Little Darling's Rubber Stamp, which is also known as LDRS Creative. So I love their stamps. So this is one of the stamps that I got. I don't think this one is available anymore, but this is a beautiful stamp, and look at the size of this stamp. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, so let me go ahead and share with you what I did. So I made a tag here. This was the first time I had played around with this stamp. What I did on this tag was I stamped the image, and I also used another stamp image, which was these beautiful flowers at the bottom. I used that stamp in such a way to where I created a whole field of flowers at the bottom, and then I set up the dollhouse, which is called Wings, on top of the flowers. Now the image on top of this tag was embossed, and I'm showing you this because this was the clean slate that I started off with my base. And I love to emboss because it adds dimension, and it also helps you stay within the lines when you also choose to watercolor. And that's one of the things that I really love about embossing. And I also love the shine that it gives as well, and it defines that black line on your artwork. So that's how my first piece started off. This is where I finished. I absolutely fell in love with mixed media after this. I was so happy with the results of how it turned out. Now again, my style is clean and simple, but it's okay to dabble in different styles. So if you're one that you're saying, okay, Memory Lane, I'm not too sure about that, just give it a try. You just never know what you're capable of. And what I did to this image here, like I mentioned before, it started off this way. And then I colored her by using some pigment powders. I also used some distressed oxide inks. I used a lot of shimmers. I even used some of the special embossing powders, the ones you have to heat on top, which is by Stampendous. I also used some punched out butterflies that were Martha Stewart butterflies, and I raised those and also added some glimmer to those as well. This was so much fun to create, and it even changed the hue in the girl's hair. You can see that shine, and I also even added some glossy accents to the wings there, and that has some pearlettes in it as well, some mica powders. This was so much fun. Really had a lot of fun creating this. This is what I want to get back to, but I just wanted to share that, and hopefully that inspires someone out there. And now I'm going to actually share the first project for my series that's going to start off this wonderful series for the year. So let's go ahead and dig on into that. All right, so some of the things that I use, of course, you guys know I love to emboss. So I use the clear embossing powder by Red Collections, and as you can see, it's pretty much almost gone, but I have more. I always try to keep that in stock because that's something I always use a lot of. I use my awesome distress sprayer. I am loving this Barely Art Precision Craft Glue that I purchased. I have been using this for quite some time now. It is a big of a price point, but the results of this glue has been awesome. It gives you a little bit of wiggle time when you want to move your project around when you're adhering it to your cars and different things that you may be making. But overall, I have been really happy with this glue so far, and it doesn't have a real huge smell or anything like that. And what's really cool about it is the fact a little bit goes a long way, and then I love the precision tip on the top as well. I also pulled out my Spectre Noir glitter pen. I use this one is called Goldenrod. This is my Prism color pencil. I use that in my project. I also use a ton of inks. Now some of the inks that I use the Squeeze Lemonade, I use tea dye, brushed corduroy, shaded lilac, worn lipstick, Victoria Velvet, Mold Line, Mermaid Lagoon, Festive Berries, Versafine, Memento Summer Sky. In addition to that, I also use one of my favorite watercolor Strathmore papers. The watercolor paper is so awesome. It gives you two different textures. You have this side right here that is a little bit more rough, and then you have this smooth side. So every now and then I'll switch it up, and depending on what my project may be, I decide what side I'm going to use as far as the watercolor paper. In addition to that, I also pulled out this paper here, which is called the Glitzy Pastel Stack. I picked this up a long time ago from Tuesday Morning. This has some beautiful glitter papers in it. And what's really cool about this paper is the fact that it does not stick to your hand. And it has a nice coating on the other side. I pulled out some of these Red Collection rhinestone stickers that I had hauled a long time ago from Michaels. In addition to that, I pulled out my Want to Scrap. These are some of the adhesive gem pieces that I have, that I use, that I got from Scrapbook at one of the shows. I pulled out a stencil from one of the classes I took at the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo one year. This is the Belzer Design 6x6. This one is called Circle of Jewels. So this is the stencil that I use for my project. I was really happy to be able to pull out this new die that I had got from Elizabeth Craft Designs about a year ago. This is called Stitch Rectangles. Now what's really cool about this die is the fact that you have, not only do you get a certain amount, like a whole wonderful array of different dies, it has stitching on one die, and then it starts off with dots on the next die, and then it keeps rotating from there. That's the beauty of these dies. I absolutely love the way these dies are layered. I also pulled out one of my stamp sets that I got for my birthday. This one right here is a beautiful stamp. This one right here is from the Colorado Craft Company, and the stamp that I used was God is within her, she will not fall. Love that. And that's Psalms 46:5. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this is the Rubbernecker stamp that I chose to use, which is Candace. I have not played with her, and I was so happy to be able to pull her out finally. Yes. Now let me share with you, I will also be sharing a picture at the end to show you different variations of what the stamp looks like when I first started. So when I first stamped her, this was actually the first image that I got because I actually embossed it 3 times. I love the darkness of it, but it didn't give me the look that I was going for because the earrings to me were a little too dark, because I wasn't going to be able to add my final touches to it the way that I wanted to, and I felt the same way about the eyes at the time. So I went back and then I stamped her again, but this second time I did it, I only embossed her 1 time. The first time I did it, I did it without embossing. So this is the image without embossing, and this is the image embossed more than 3 times. So that's the look that you get. So you can choose the look that works for you. So the image I'm about to share with you, I embossed her 1 time on the image I'm going to share with you. So it's an in-between between these 2 right here. Alright, so now since you done went through all of that with me, let me go ahead and share my final project with you guys. This is my creation right here. This is what I made. I made a card, a layered card, and I absolutely love the way this card turned out. I spent a lot of time on using this beautiful image canvas, which is by Rubbernecker stamps. This image here, as you can see on the stamp, a lot of times the Rubbernecker stamps, I love them, but a lot of times the girls or the women on the stamps are not clothed. I love the clothed my Rubbernecker stamps, and that's a way for me to make it my own. So what I did here is I watercolored the whole entire image after embossing her. I added a lot of details to her. So after I watercolored her, I decided to dress her. So I made this beautiful blinged out blouse for her with some straps. And then I also went back and I added some gems to her wrap. And I also have these beautiful small gems within her wrap in there. And as I move it, you can see the shimmer there. And I also added some gems to her earrings. I also wanted to make up her face. And so what I did was I put eyeshadow on her eyes. I also glossed up her lips, and I also glitzed them up by adding a little bit of Spec Noir glitter pen. And then I also decided to do a lot of different coloring because I wanted that wrap to really stand out. Then I went back and used the dies right here, here, and here by layering those dies with the stitch rectangle die that I shared with you that I got from Elizabeth Craft Design. Then I stamped and embossed my sentiment, which says God is within her, she will not fall. Psalms 46:5. So then I went back and I added these gems to add a little bit more dimension. And then I just wanted to go ahead and finish out the card by putting it on this blush pink cardstock. So this is what my creation looks like, and I'm really satisfied, guys, with this. Inside the card, I finished it off by adding some more of the watercolor paper, and then I went ahead and stamped the image by using the Memento Summer Sky, so that way the sentiment or whatever you want to write inside can be written over the image if you choose to do that. So this is what everything looks like, and I am so pleased with the results. I'm really excited to see your creations out there. I hope that you was inspired by mine. Go ahead and get those stamps out, those dies out, those digis, whatever you have that is that you want to play with. And come and join me for the Doll Play with MLK. I am excited. Don't forget to use the hashtag for Doll Play with MLK if you want to be a part of it. And guys, oh my goodness. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Continue to be blessed as always. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Click that bell and check out my Instagram page, which is Memory Lane Keepsakes 2017. Bye-bye.